You're listening to Cosy English Podcasts.
Your cozy place to speak with ease.
So, how much do you make? Someone asks you that at a party. What do you say?
Oh, wow. My brain would probably freeze for half a second. You want to be polite, but you also think, I really don't want to answer that.
And if you laugh too loudly or change the subject too fast, it can feel even more awkward.
Exactly. The question is, can you refuse without turning one uncomfortable moment into a whole uncomfortable evening?
Welcome to a new episode of Cosy English Podcasts. I'm here with Emily, and today we're talking about small talk when it gets too personal.
And I'm here with Mike. We'll look at what to say when questions about your age, money, health, relationships, or politics catch you off guard.
Because personal questions are not always meant to be rude.
Right, but even a friendly question can land badly. Sometimes it feels like someone has opened a door in your life without knocking.
That is such a good image. And it matters for English learners, because you may know the words, but not the social feeling behind them.
Yes, you might answer because you think you have to. Then, 2 minutes later, you think, why did I tell that person all of that?
We have all been there.
First, it helps to remember that too personal is different for different people. It also changes across cultures, families, and workplaces.
In some places, asking someone's age is normal small talk. In other places, it can feel very direct, especially at work.
And questions about marriage can be common in one family, but painful in another. A person may be curious, not cruel.
That does not mean you must answer, though.
No, not at all. You can understand their intention and still protect your privacy. Those are two separate things.
I like that. We do not need to decide someone is a terrible person before we set a boundary.
Exactly. If someone says, "Why aren't you married yet?" you can feel uncomfortable without saying, "That is an awful question."
Unless, of course, they keep pushing after you have tried to move on.
Yes, then the situation changes. But at first, a calm response often gives everyone a way out.
Let's start with that frozen feeling. Someone asks a question you did not expect. What can you say before you even decide on an answer?
Buy yourself a little time. A short pause is completely natural. You can say, "Oh, that's an interesting question," or, I haven't really thought about that."
That is useful because it stops you from answering too quickly.
Yes, it gives you a few seconds to choose. You could also say, "That's kind of a personal one," with a light, calm voice.
I think the word kind of makes it softer.
It does. Compare "that is personal" with "that's kind of personal." The second one sounds less like an attack.
It is like putting a small cushion around the sentence.
Exactly. You are not throwing the cushion at them. You are just placing it between you and the question.
What about repeating the question? My salary?
That can work too. My salary? It shows surprise and buys time. Just be careful not to sound angry if you do not want a confrontation.
So, a pause is not failure. It is a tool.
Absolutely. Silence for 1 or 2 seconds can feel long to you, but it usually does not feel strange to the other person.
Once you have that moment, one simple choice is a vague answer.
Yes, you can answer a little without giving private details. If somebody asks your age, you might say, "I'm old enough to enjoy a quiet evening."
That is funny, but still vague.
Or a more neutral answer, "I'm in my 30s, if you are comfortable sharing a general range but not the exact number."
What if they ask, how much did your apartment cost?
You could say, "It was a big investment, but we found something that works for us." That answers the feeling of the question, not the exact number.
You are allowed to give less information than the person asked for.
Yes, that is an important point. A question does not create a duty to give a full answer.
Another good one for salary might be, I'm happy with where I am right now.
Or, "I prefer to keep money talk private. but I enjoy my work. That is polite and clear.
I notice that these answers do not sound secretive. They sound complete.
Right. Do not apologize too much. Sorry, I know it's silly, but I don't want to, can make it feel bigger than it is.
Let's talk about humor. It can be a lovely escape, but it can also go wrong.
Yes, humor works best when the room already feels friendly and the question is only a little too personal.
For example, how old are you?
You could smile and say, old enough to know better than to answer that.
That is good. It gently says no, but it is not cold.
Or if someone asks, are you dating anyone? You could say, my relationship status is currently under review.
That is charming, but I would not use it if the person seems serious or if the topic is painful.
Exactly. Humor should release pressure, not hide hurt. If you are dealing with a health problem, for example, you do not owe anyone a joke.
You can simply say, I'm dealing with a few things, but I'd rather not get into it.
And that is enough. Sometimes learners worry that I'd rather not sounds rude. It does not. It is a very useful, polite phrase.
Especially with right now. I'd rather not talk about that right now. It leaves the relationship warm, even if the topic is closed.
My favorite technique is answer, bridge, question, and helps you change the subject without making a dramatic escape.
Let's break that down. First, you give a short answer.
Then, you build a bridge to a safer topic. Finally, you ask the other person a question. That invites them to move with you.
Can we try it with politics? Someone says, who are you voting for?
I might say, I usually keep my political choices private, but I do think local issues affect us a lot. Have you been following what's happening with public transportation here?
Nice. Short answer, bridge, question.
Or with children? We don't have any plans to share right now. We've been busy fixing up our place, actually. Have you ever done a home project?
That sounds natural because you are not just running away. You are offering the conversation a new path.
Yes, people often want help, even if they do not realize it. If you give them an easy new subject, most people will gladly take it.
And if they answer your new question, great. The topic has changed.
If they do not, that tells you something too.
Wait. What if they come back to the original question? Like, no, really, how much do you make?
Then you can be more direct. This is where clear boundary language is necessary.
What would you say?
I'd rather not discuss my salary. Full stop. You can say it with a calm face and a normal voice.
It is simple, but I can imagine it feels difficult.
It does at first. Many of us were taught to keep other people comfortable, even when we feel uncomfortable.
That is especially true when the other person is older, more senior at work, or very confident.
Yes, but being direct is not being mean. I'm not comfortable talking about my health is respectful. It is also honest.
You do not have to explain why?
No. You can explain if you want to, but you do not need a reason that the other person approves of.
That feels like a relief.
It really is. A boundary is not a debate invitation.
And if they push again?
Repeat yourself, maybe a little shorter. I'd rather not discuss that. Then, change your position. Talk to someone else, or end the conversation politely.
Excuse me, I'm going to get another drink can be very useful at a party.
The classic emergency exit.
There is another side to this. What if you are the person who asked a question that turned out to be too personal?
Oh yes, that happens to everyone. The best response is not to panic or make the moment about your embarrassment.
So not, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I'm the worst. Why did I ask that?
Exactly. That can make the other person comfort you. Better to say, sorry, you don't have to answer that, and move on.
That gives them control again.
Right. You can add, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
To put someone on the spot means making them answer when they are not ready. And if someone declines our question, we should accept the answer gracefully.
Yes, a simple, of course, is enough. No disappointed face, no, why not? No joke that tries to pull the answer out of them.
That is part of good small talk too, knowing when to let a topic go.
Exactly. Good conversation is not about getting information. It is about making people feel safe enough to share what they choose.
Let's do a few quick real-life examples. A coworker asks, "Why were you at the doctor last week?"
Oh, just taking care of a few things. I'm okay, thanks. How is your new project going?
A relative asks, "When are you going to have children?"
That's a personal topic for us, so I'd rather not talk about it. How has your garden been this year?
Good. You use direct language because that question can be deeply sensitive.
Yes. Now, a new friend asks, how much rent do you pay?
Enough that I make coffee at home now. Then maybe, have you found any good cafes in the neighborhood?
Perfect. That one is light enough for humor.
And someone asks, which side are you on politically?
I keep politics fairly private, but I'm happy to talk about the issues in general. That is a useful middle ground.
You are not agreeing to a fight, and you are not judging them for asking.
Exactly. You are choosing the kind of conversation you are willing to have.
I think the biggest lesson is that you can be warm and still be private.
Yes. A kind tone, a short answer, and a new question can solve many awkward moments.
And if that does not work, it is okay to say clearly, "I'd rather not talk about that."
You do not need the perfect sentence. You just need one that feels honest and comfortable in your mouth.
Next time an unexpected personal question appears, take one breath. Buy time, answer vaguely, use gentle humor, or bridge to a new topic.
And remember, you can set a boundary without deciding the other person meant harm.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Cosy English Podcasts.
We hope your next small talk conversation feels a little easier and a lot less awkward.
Take care and see you next time.
Goodbye!